as they say.
The cool thing is it's done like mid-afternoon today.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do?
I don't know. Maybe
Got any plans?
see the sights.
Oh, okay. Do a little tours, take a tour. This is gonna be a great conversation. We got Klaus with us. If you would, Klaus, just give us your name, who you're with, and what you do.
My name is Klaus Timon. I am the director. My name is Klaus Timon. I'm the director of Project Pressure, and we work with the glaciers and glacier surveys across the globe, but have a particular focus on the equatorial glaciers that are lesser known.
I did not know there were equatorial glaciers.
I did not either.
No, so if you want to get cold, you can head south, the South Pole, north, the North Pole, or just go up in altitude. So around the equator,
interesting.
there's actually mountains that are high enough to hold glaciers.
Okay.
In Africa, everybody's heard about Kilimanjaro because it's the highest point in Africa.
Okay.
But a lesser known mountain range is the Rwenzori Mountains.
Okay.
It sits on the border of Uganda and Congo, and is rarely visited. Is rarely visited.
That is insane. So how in the world did you get involved with this project?
Oh, that's a very good question. There's certain people that if there's a hole in the ground, they'll go, "Oh, I'm not going in there, I'm scared." And then there's people like me and probably like a lot of other people who are into surveying. They're like,
dive in there.
well, curious, let's find out. So it really started with the idea of having something to communicate around climate change. And we started in 2008, and the deniers were called skeptics back then. And we wanted to work on something that was undeniable happening because of global warming trends. Glaciers don't react. They only react to long-term warming trends. So to show the recession of glaciers is a very good way to communicate climate change. It's also, they're epic, they're beautiful. They exist on all 7 continents. So we could show it as a global issue and so on. And then it kind of started with this, where is the data lacking? Because there's no point in going out there if there's already existing data. There's the World Glacier Monitoring Service in Switzerland. They collect glacier data from all over the world. There's the National Snow and Ice Data Center in Colorado. They collect data as well from scientists.
Is that like satellite data? Is that where they're getting it from?
Well, you can get the glacier data in many ways, but yes, you can get it from satellite. The satellites only go back to the 70s. So if you have a lack of coverage, maybe you don't have enough data. There's many ways to get, this is where it gets fascinating, because glaciologists, we use all sorts of things like, here's an old painting from 1850. We can see the glacier front.
Yeah.
Now, that's not a painting anymore. Now that's data. We have this photograph from 1906. Great.
Yeah.
So in that way, we can get data from many different sources. And what was fascinating, particularly with the Rwenzori Mountains, is that it's what we call a white spot on the map. The old explorers, they would sail out with their wooden boats, ships. They would start drawing the maps, and they would start on the coastline. The middle of the map would usually be white because it was just paper. That's the term the white spots on the map originates from.
Okay.
And in 2025, we still have white spots on the map. Not that we don't know if what exists exactly, there's a mountain or whatever, but in terms of data, we don't have any information. So,
really?
So the places that are really well monitored, for instance, is let's say Greenland. NASA flies surveys up and down the coast. It's really well monitored, also from satellite. But then we have a place in Uganda, bordering Congo, and it's not well monitored. And it's because it's very, very difficult to access.
Okay. So no one really needs that data until you do, right?
Well, it's not that it's not needed. It's just the data usually comes with, satellites go where the money goes.
Right. Yeah.
Either because of oil, or because of conflict, or because of other resources that we want to monitor. So that's how it's done. And poor countries in Africa don't fill that category. But the reason that also scientists couldn't go is that it's a conflict zone.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There was
yeah,
the
sure.
DRC's very much a conflict zone. So I went there the first time in 2012, and we had a very small military unit, you know, and that's what you do when you go on expedition somewhere in a conflict zone.
Wow. Okay.
So how did you get in there? Was there roads getting there? Did you have to get in by helicopter?
I wish there was a helicopter. There's not. There's not even a donkey. Let's put it that way. There's people with backpacks. So what I find really fascinating also with the Rwenzori Mountains is that the Bokonzo tribe, it's the tribe, and they're both on both sides of the border. They don't really care about whether it's Congo or Uganda, because for them it's the mountain, and they have access to mountains for generations. For them, the ice up on the mountain on the top is where their gods live. So the god Chichasamba and Nataburi are living in the ice. And now that the ice is melting, their god is becoming homeless. So you ask whether it's important. Well, maybe from a hydrological purpose, like, yes, glaciers are important because they regulate river flow.
Mhm.
It accumulates in the wet season, more snow on the ice. And in the dry season, the meltwater makes sure that the rivers flow. So they stabilize river flow. In the Rwenzori, they don't contribute that much to the hydraulic, but they're still important. And the farmers downstream need to be able to plan. So from a local perspective, it's very important for them to have data, and they don't. So we set out to see if we could help. As a charity, we have very limited resources, so we need to be efficient. And we figured out if we could create a photogrammetry survey of the mountain and the ice, then we could extract all sorts of data from that.
Mhm.
With the data, then we can then help the local community make some sort of predictions. I don't like the word predictions, but we have data to
Forward planning.
exactly, and that will help them. So that was the purpose.
How did you collect so I'm guessing did you develop a 3D model or a 3D map of the glaciers?
Yes, we set out with drones
Okay.
and with ground control points, and then and that sounds really simple, but
I'm sure it's not, because you don't even have a donkey to carry the drone, so you're just lugging it in and out, right?
yeah, the Bokonzo are very strong people, and we had an expedition with 70 people. If you have a drone, you need batteries.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you need batteries, you need to be able to charge them. But then you need a generator. Then you need fuel. Then you need, and so all of a sudden, what is very simple in an urban environment.
It's like logistics you don't even think about, right?
Yeah. So we set out with 70 people on this expedition, and also when you have to walk for 6 days to get to this ice, it's a very, very fascinating walk, because you start at, I don't know, like 3,000-4,000 feet, not that high. It's the tropics, so there's it's a tropical rainforest.
Okay.
There's chameleons, there's monkeys, there's like lush trees, and I'm sweating like a waterfall, and I just can't wait to get higher. And then every day you pass through almost like a new
climate zone.
Yeah, exactly. So you go up and you see the climate, and then because it's on the equator, the sun is so strong. So something like heather grows several meters tall. It's incredible. It's really a very, very fascinating landscape. And then as you get out of the zone where there's tree growth, you have these plants called lobedia. They look like ginormous succulents, something that would come out of a Tintin cartoon.
Like Dr. Seuss stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's very, very fascinating. And then all of a sudden you see the ice, and the ice is around 4,800, 900 meters. I'm not so good with feet, but it's about 16,000 and something feet
Okay.
around that. And the only reason there is because of the altitude. But with the warming going up the mountain, the melting point is moving up, and so the ice is slowly receding, or faster receding, actually.
First off, I lead a disgustingly boring life.
I mean, terribly, terribly boring.
Hey, this story? Oh my God.
So like that 70 people, was that all surveyors or is like support? I mean, what, were you the only guy? Like, I'm trying to picture, is it you and 70 guys with AKs just protecting you, or you have like battery holders, or
But there's
somebody that runs in the mouse or in the hamster trap to get the generator going?
Yeah, well, there's different people with different skill sets. So I lead the survey team. I have people that help me as well. We also create photography and videos. So we also had people doing that. And then we have local guides that are more responsible for the logistics team and,
Right,
and so
okay.
on. And then there's a ton of porters carrying stuff. And some of the porters, those are the ones I have the most respect for.
Oh, yeah.
Because carrying a generator up that mountain,
It's insane to think
Yeah.
about.
but it's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
There's no other way.
So what were the findings? Like when did you start monitoring it, and like how far did it recede, I guess, over that time?
Yeah, so there's a history of surveying or expeditions in the Rensori Mountains. It starts in 1905 with an Italian duke who wants to go on an expedition, and they do, and it's incredible because the Rensori Mountains, we call them the mountains, but let's picture this. Picture almost that you have put three fingers in front of you so you can see. Then you have the three mountains, and on a clear day, you can observe one mountain from the other. So there's Mount Speke, Mount Baker, and Mount Stanley, and each of them is maybe 5-6 kilometers, or 3, 4, 5 miles across from the other. So on a clear day, you can observe the other. And the expedition in 1905, they set out and they actually photographed one mountain from the other. And the biggest mountain is, the biggest ice body is on the Stanley Plateau on Mount Stanley. And I have the book actually from 1906.
Does it have like the maps in it and stuff?
Yeah, it's super cool. And they triangulate it. So they started doing the first mapping. It's very, very cool. It's definitely out of print. I found it.
Where did you find that book? That's crazy.
I found it in I was searching it for quite a few years, and it's an expensive book. It's like paid $800 for a book, but it's a piece of art.
Yeah.
Somebody stole it from a library. No. In 1937.
No way.
But so I have this book, and it has these beautiful fold out maps and fold out photography. So when I first went there, I wanted to do repeat photography so we could at least have those photo points and use that to extract some data. So we used that for start. And then with drone technology, so that was in 2012. And then with drone technology developing, we flew a survey in 2020. But we didn't have very accurate ground control points. So in 2024, we went back and then we flew another survey, but we put ground control points and we took those with DNSS with Trimble.
Yeah.
And now we have.
So it's more accurate. Like you've got a really accurate model.
It's pretty, I have to say, I'm pretty impressed with that technology because we're standing in a cloud, literally standing in a cloud, and we're getting 1 centimeter horizontal.
Wow.
It's pretty impressive, I have to say.
Yeah.
So we flew the survey, and now we have the coordinates. And because, let's say, the geological features like the rocks, the mountains surrounding the glacier is stable within, let's say, 4 years, then we could take the coordinates and put back date into our model from 2020, and we also have a model from 2025. And what we're seeing is that the glacier recession is on a downward slope for sure. But what we're also seeing is that the historic data, so there was the expedition in 1905, then there was one in the 30s, and then the British Geological Survey went in the 50s, and then there's a huge time gap because of conflict.
Mhm.
And those surveys and those mass balances were done less accurately, so they actually overestimated the ice, or there's been a sharp recline that doesn't really match the data. Anyway, that's what we can see. But we can also, because we have X, Y, and Z, we also have the height.
Yeah.
So we can see the ice, and then we can see the melting point that has been calculated, and we can see where that fits with the ice. And as it stands now, the melting point is on the upper part of the glacier, which means that it's not a matter of if, but a matter of when the ice will disappear.
Wow.
Unreal. That's an amazing story, Klaus.
So
we could
when are
talk
you
for
going back?
hours on this.
When are you going back?
You know what? Sometimes I start projects, and you know the Sisyphus myth. You mentioned the hamster.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Sisyphus myth, pushing up the rocks in the mountain, and they fall down, and then you have to enjoy it, pushing it up again. I'm trying to do projects where I don't have to do the same thing over and over and over. So in 25 in January of this year, we put up 2 time-lapse cameras with the idea that the Proconsul, they could go and get the memory cards and then ship the data to us.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So that's what we're doing. It's also about empowering the local community
Right,
to get data themselves, but also setting up systems that are easy to operate, where you don't need a lot of education or technology, but we can actually transfer the knowledge that way. So that's what we've done.
Interesting. Yeah,
How was
really.
it? How was it funded? Just out of curiosity.
We're Project Press is a charity, so we rely on donations and partnerships. So Trimble helped us. Rolex have a foundation as well, and an Italian outdoor company, Parajumpers, helped us as well. So that's how we made it work.
The peak of Mount Stanley is called Margarita Peak.
I like it.
It's 5,109 meters above sea level.
That's exactly what it says right here. 16,000 feet.
Who knew?
Right? No idea.
Wow. Well, hey, thank you for your time, Klaus. This is a great story. I'm so glad we had this
And
conversation.
if somebody, one of our listeners is interested in helping out, how do they find out?
Yeah.
So there's 2 things actually. On our website, you can see the 3D model. We did an animation. Let me just very, very quickly run through it, because we created
What's the website?
It's project-pressure.org. And we made the we made the photogrammetry, but then we ran it through Unreal Engine, the gaming engine, and put it into also film production software, and created an animation that incorporates some of the data points, let's say the melting point and so on. And it's a nice little film that's on our website. So definitely go and watch it. And if anyone wants to get involved or help, reach out. My emails on the website, or anyone from our press team.
Yeah.
So project-pressure.org.
Interesting. So awesome. Do you need a geotechnical engineer? I think Sean would be your guy.
We have to test you running up a mountain first.
Fail.
Yeah. I don't think I'll. I need some training before we do that test. But
There's lots of stairs in the building here.
Start now.
Just start. Yeah, but on the 43rd floor, should I just hike up the stairs to get practice?
There's nothing stopping you.
Damn it, Klaus, you are completely correct.
Oh,
amazing
Yeah.
stuff.
Thank you so much.
Project
Appreciate it.
Pressure. Cool.
Got it?
Yeah. That's great.
All right. Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for
Thank
sharing.
you.
It's amazing. Thanks.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome.